Hello, this is Arpita. Welcome back to my channel. Today's practice, we're going to focus on releasing tension in our upper back and neck region. So let's get started. If you have a strap and a blocks, that would be helpful. I'm going to invite you to go ahead and lie back down on your mat. You can start with your knees bent here. Then take your time and then just come on your mat. Keep your strap close to you. And let's take time to settle on your mat. Bring your right hand to the belly, left hand to the heart center, and just find that deep breathing. Taking an inhale breath and exhale it out. Maybe you take another breath with the breathing in through your nostrils and exhale with the mouth open. Starting to deepen your breath, inhalation and exhalation through your nostrils here. I want you to bring your awareness to the neck and shoulder at this point and just notice how are you feeling. Taking another deep, deep breath here. When you're ready, go ahead and blink your eyes open, look for your strap. We're going to start with what we call dynamic movement of the arms with your strap in a bridge variation. So making sure your knees are bent, your legs are hip distance here. And then start with your strap, bring your strap towards the ceiling here. This is your starting point as you inhale, and make sure your strap is a little bit loosened up, you're not tightening here, so you have a space. When you take your strap to the back of the mat, you have space for your upper back and neck region here. So as you inhale, I want you to lift through the pelvis here. And then very gentle lifting your pelvis like we do in a bridge pose. And then taking your strap, taking your arms to the back of the mat here. And as you exhale, one vertebrae at a time, you're going to bring your pelvis down. And then release, bringing your hands down as far as you can. And let's continue this movement, breathing in, taking your 6-count inhalation, lifting through the pelvis, taking your arms up overhead. Again, if your hands does not go all the way to the back of the mat, it's okay. And as you exhale, bringing yourself down. Let's do this movement 2 more times with your breath count. If you can inhale for the 5 or 6-count inhalation, make sure to keep the same amount of exhale. Again, one vertebrae at a time, slowly coming it out. One more like this. Inhale, lifting into that bridge variation with the arms reaches to the back of the mat. And as you exhale, one vertebrae at a time, bringing your pelvis down on the floor, on the mat. Nice. Go ahead and take your strap out to the side, release it, and just pause here. Bring your knees back into the chest. And let's take a second to kind of gentle movement of the lower back, moving those hips a little bit side to side here. Nice. Taking your knees away from the chest on an inhale, and then exhale, bringing them back in. And do this 2 more times as you inhale, the knees away from the chest, and then exhale, drawing them in. Beautiful. One more, breathing in and breathing out. Go ahead and release your soles down on the floor. Go ahead and roll to one side of the mat. So I'm going to roll towards you. And if you have a one block close by, go ahead and bring a block so you can support your head here. So we're going to roll to one side of your mat, to the left side of the mat. Use a block to support your head. Make sure your knees, hip, knees, ankle, you have that one straight line of energy. And then your left hand, the bottom hand is bring the left hand out. And then take a second, lift your head a little bit off so you know that you're resting and your hand is relaxed here. Now I want you to bring your right hand on top of your left. As we inhale, we're going to reach our right arm up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, we're going to open into that twist, the upper body twist. Again, inhale, bringing your right arm out. And as you exhale, coming back to that starting point. And we're going to very slowly, moving in and out here, taking our time as we inhale and exhale into that upper body twist. Inhale, bring the right arm up overhead, and then exhale it coming out. Let's do this one more time, breathing in and breathing out. See how far your right arm reaches. You don't have to take it all the way to the right side. Just notice if there's any tension in the neck or shoulder region, then just do your best to pause and stay there. Try not to overdo any movement that creates a lot of stress into the upper back and neck. Staying into this nice open twist. Take another inhale breath. And exhale and bring yourself back to that starting point. Nice. Go ahead and come back to center. And then for you, you can just roll to other side of the mat and come into the fetal position. I'm going to change myself so I'm not facing my back against you. Let's come into the other side. Make sure you have a block to support your head. Right hand comes down. Left hand on the top. Be mindful of the knees, ankle, knees, hip variation here. As you inhale, take your time, reach your left arm up overhead. And as you exhale into that open twist, breathing in and breathing out. Beautiful. Notice when you exhale how much range of motion you have in your shoulder joint. Not all of us have that same amount of range of motion, so just be mindful. If you already have a tension in your neck and upper back, remember to modify this pose. And let's stay open. If this is your third time coming into this dynamic movement, then find that twist that you can stay. Take another inhale, exhale breath here. Then when you're ready, take your time and bring yourself back out. Nice. Go ahead and roll to that one side and bring yourself up. Bring yourself into your tabletop position. So find your tabletop when you can find that wrist-shoulder alignment, knees, hip alignment, and we'll exhale and sit back into that child's pose. We're going to inhale and come into that table. When you come into the table, take your chest away from the navel on an inhale. As you exhale, contract that lower abdominal, slowly shifting back, dropping the forearms first, torso second, and the last thing, bring that sit bone down, and then chin comes in. Let's do that one more time, please, as you breathe in. At the end of the inhale, chest away from the belly. Exhale, abdominal contraction, forearms slowly start to come down. Torso to your thighs, sit bone comes down, and finally, the chin comes in. Let's bring your hands to the lower back. We're going to take our time to come into the Vajrasana adaptation kneeling position. So hands to the lower back to begin with. As you inhale, come up into the kneeling. Take your hands out to the side, or you can bring your arms straight up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, again, abdominal contraction, bring your torso down and bring your hands back into that starting position. Let's continue this movement. Inhale, coming into that kneeling position, arm reach overhead. If it feels good in your body, in your neck especially, then you can gaze up and then exhale, bring yourself back down. Let's continue this 2 more times, breathing in and breathing out. This allows to stretch and strengthen the muscular, skeleton, the muscles of the neck and shoulders. And then when you're ready, let's come down into that child's pose, hands to the lower back, and just pause here. Go ahead and bring yourself back into that table, and then come all the way on your belly. Bring your hands forward to the front of the mat. So use your hands to kind of rest your forehead. You're going to bring your legs to the hip distance here. And we're going to come into the cobra variation. So as you inhale, lift yourself into the cobra. So you're going to come in a cactus arm and take your legs a little bit wider if you can. Mat distance if you can. And as you exhale, you bring your hands back into that starting position and you gaze to the one side of your mat. So I inhale, I look towards the front. My hands are in a cactus, my legs are out. And I exhale, I tilt my head and I gaze to one side of my mat. So again, this allows that stretch and strengthening of those neck muscles. Breathing in and breathing out. Let's continue this 2 more times. Take another inhale breath and exhale it out. Nice. One last time. And just pause here, release into that lower back and hips here. Kind of moving your hips a little bit gentle side to side. Nice. Go ahead and take your time. Come back into that table and sit back into what we call child's pose. Take another inhale breath. Come back into that tabletop. And as you exhale, come back into that downward facing dog. You're going to baby step front of the mat, coming into that forward fold, Uttanasana. You're going to bend your knees here, bring your hands, grab hold of the opposite elbow, and just take your time and very gentle rocking here side to side. And bring your hands on your shins as you lengthen halfway, please. And then exhale and fold forward. Bend your knees and come in a chair. And then root to rise, come all the way up. And bring your hands to the heart center. Just pausing here. Taking your time. Bring your awareness back to your neck and shoulder, your upper back region. Go ahead and blink your eyes open. Find the long side of your mat. Try not to have your legs too wide. We're not doing wide angle pose today, so try not to be too wide, but just a little bit wider than your hip distance, okay? You're gonna bring your left hand down. We're gonna inhale and take your right arm up overhead. So kind of like a standing side bend here. And I want you to gaze up, look up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, you stay in a position. As you exhale, you gaze to your left shoulder and you bring your right hand to the lower back. And we'll continue this movement, so just close your eyes as you inhale, go with the breath. Inhale and reach your right arm up overhead. You gaze up. And as you exhale, you gaze towards the left shoulder and you bring your right hand to the lower back. This is a beautiful sequence to release the stress in the upper back and neck. As we gaze up, the arm moves in the opposite direction, then you gaze. And it allows to release that tension by stretching and strengthening by contraction of those neck muscles. So go ahead and do that one more time on that right side. And as you exhale, just come all the way out. Just pause, take a second, observe. This is a great time to pause and be aware of the right side of the neck and upper back muscle comparing to your left side. Now let's get ready to do the same thing on the other side. So bring your right hand down. Take an inhale breath. Take your left arm up overhead as you come into a side lateral bend and you gaze up towards the ceiling. If there is already a lot of tension in the neck and upper back and looking up is too much, just look straight here. And as you exhale, do your best to find that internal rotation, taking your hand to the lower back and gazing at that opposite shoulder. Again, inhale, taking that left arm, sweep up overhead. And as you exhale, lower it down, gazing to that right shoulder. One more inhale breath. And exhale it here. Nice. Go ahead and do the last one on left side as you inhale, reach and gaze up overhead. And as you exhale, bring yourself back down. Again, take your time, roll those shoulders up, back, and down. Pause and observe how you start to feel the tension releasing from your neck and shoulder. With each inhale, find that length in your spine. And then exhale, relax those shoulders away from your ears. All right, go ahead and face towards the front of the mat. Once again, we're going to come in a warrior one pose, Vira one, where we bring our left leg in the front, right leg in the back. Be mindful to make sure the hips are level here. And we're going to start, there's going to be arm moving variation also in this pose. So we'll start with the front leg straight to begin with. We bring our hands to the heart. And as we inhale, we bend through that front knee and we take our arms out to the side. You can bring your arms out to the side or you can stay in a cactus as you bring those shoulders a little bit in the front of the hips. So you're not getting into that lower back tension. And as you exhale, you bring your hands to the heart center, you straighten that front leg, and you come out of the pose. And if it feels good in your body, you can gentle draw that chin into the chest. Okay, let's continue this movement. As you inhale, back into that cactus arm. And as you exhale, drawing that chin in, hands to the heart center. 2 more times, please. Breathing in. Opening into the cactus, warrior one. And as you exhale, notice when you come into that Vira one in a cactus, when you bring your arms out to the side, the feeling of opening through that front body, And as you exhale, drawing that hands to the heart center, chin slightly come in, and you get a nice release into this region in the neck and the shoulder. Let's do that one more time. This time I'll invite you to stay where you are with your hands into the cactus or your arms come out to the side. Roll the shoulder head back down. Inhale and lift up once again. And then exhale, coming out of the pose. Draw that chin in. Nice. Let's bring the back foot forward. Pausing here. And then when you're ready, we switch. We bring the left leg back, right leg in the front. Find that warrior one position where the hips are level here. We start with our hands to the chest, hands to the heart center. As you bend through that front knee, warrior one, inhale into that cactus arm, warrior one, and exhale, hands to the heart, chin comes in, breathing in and breathing out. As you move dynamic into this warrior one sequence, and even just if you only have time to just do this one pose, it has a lot to offer. Getting into your upper back, neck, especially into that thoracic spine. If this is your third time, then let's stay here. You can stay into the cactus arm, or you can take your arms out to the side. If there's no tension in your neck region, then you can start to move that gaze a little bit up towards the sky. Take another inhale breath, and then exhale. Bring your hands to the heart, draw the chin in, and pause. Beautiful. Step that back foot forward, coming into that standing with the hands resting down. We inhale, reach our arms up overhead, and we're exhaling into that Uttanasana forward fold. Step back into that tabletop, so drop the knees down, and we'll once again come into that child's pose. From the child's pose, let's come into the tabletop, and let's come straight down on your belly. Bring your fingertips underneath the shoulders. Make sure your legs are hip distance. When you're ready, inhale and start to lengthen your spine as you come up into that cobra. And as you exhale, very gentle, bringing yourself down. Again, use your back muscle to come up in a Bhujangasana in a cobra pose, not your bicep. And as you exhale and come down. One last final time, inhale back into that cobra, and this exhale, sit back into that child's pose. Nice, take an inhale breath here. And as you exhale, walk your fingertips to your right side of a mat for that lateral stretch in that child's pose. If you have that range of motion, you can take your knees a little bit wider here. You're going to look under your left hand and start to bow the left ribs up towards the ceiling. Take your time breathing in, and then exhale, come back to center. Take another inhale breath. And as you exhale, we switch to this opposite side, to your left side. Again, take your time, look under the right hand, both the right ribs here. Coming back to center. Nice. Take your hands to the lower back. Take an inhale breath. Remember how we did that Vajrasana? You're going to inhale and come up into that. Arms reach up. But this time when you exhale, you stay in the position on an exhale. Take your arms out to the side as you come into that twist. Inhale, come back to center. And then exhale, twist to your opposite side, to your right side. Inhale back into that tall spine. And then exhale back into that child's pose with the hands to the lower back. We're going to do this one more time. Take an inhale breath. Coming back into that kneeling position, arm reaches up. As you exhale, gradually contract that lower back, lower belly, and then coming into that twist. Breathing in, and then exhale. Lower belly contracts, and you exhale into that twist to the opposite side. One more inhale back to center, and then exhale all the way. Let's continue to stay here in that child's pose as you let go and release here. If you happen to have a block close by, you can use that to rest your forehead. Nice. Go ahead and bring yourself back up. I'll invite you to come back on your back like how we started in the beginning of a class. So we're coming on your mat, on your back. You're gonna hug those knees back into the chest once again, taking your time, gentle rock side to side. Go ahead and continue to hug that left knee in and extend the right leg straight forward, front of the mat. We're going to find that final twist, so take an inhale breath. And as you exhale, taking that right leg, rolling to your right side of your mat. So in this twist, we're going to sweep our left hand like we've been doing, gazing to the opposite side and sweeping the arm movement. So first starting point, the left arm comes out to the side, shoulder width, and your gaze is up towards the ceiling. As you inhale, take your left arm to the back of your mat towards the crown. And as you exhale, bring the hand back to the starting point and you gaze towards your right shoulder. Again, as you inhale, left arm reaches towards the crown, your gaze is up. As you exhale, you start to gaze to the right and your left hand come into that shoulder width. Breathing in and breathing out. Now make sure your left hand, your wrist and shoulder is in a line and you're gazing towards your right shoulder here. And you are into that reclined twist. So this helps to release the tension in the neck and shoulder by strengthening and stretching the upper back and neck muscles. Take another inhale breath. And when you're ready, just exhale and bring yourself back out. Nice. Hug that left knee into the chest and go ahead and straighten that left leg. When you're ready, we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So inhale first and then exhale, hug that right knee into the chest. This time, we take our right arm out, shoulder width, take an inhale breath. And as you exhale, rotate, bringing that right foot to your left side. So making sure moving from that pelvis. Nice. Let's begin. As you inhale, reaching your right arm up overhead towards the crown and your gaze is up. And as you exhale, the hand comes in the line with the shoulder. So your wrist shoulder line up and you gaze to that opposite shoulder. So again, you moving your hand and your head opposite direction away from each other. As you find this movement, you get to Feel that there is a nice release into that neck and shoulder, especially the upper back muscle gets nice stretch. Okay, find the spot where you are gazing to the left shoulder, your right arm reaches out to the right side. It's in line with the right shoulder. You're coming into that recline twist. So when you add so many variations like into this one pose, the pose just does not become a twist posture and you have a lot of energetic effect into this one pose. Nice. When you're ready, take an inhale breath. And as you exhale, return back to that starting point. Let's draw those knees in once again. Back to the chest. Gentle movement here. If it feels good, you can kind of lift your shoulders off the mat. Draw the chin in. Nice. And then go ahead and lie back down into the Savasana. You can rest your hands on a floor, on a mat. Take your legs out to the mat distance. Just breathing here. You're most welcome to stay here a little longer if you like. And then when you're ready, just roll to one side of your mat and then bring yourself up into that comfortable seated posture. Find that seat. You can rest your hands on your knees. Take an inhale breath, keeping that spine tall on an inhalation. On an exhale, relax those shoulders. Come back to that normal breathing. When you're ready, you can blink your eyes open. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I hope you enjoy this practice. Please like and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. And if you know someone is in need of this practice, definitely share this practice with the individual. I would love to hear how you feel after the practice. So do comment in the comment section below. Until next time, namaste. Thank you.